Hi, and welcome. Today's Pilates workout is designed to improve your posture, strengthen your core, back, and shoulders, and help you move with greater ease after long hours of sitting. We'll focus on building stability, restoring mobility, and creating healthy movement patterns that support your body every day. Every movement is slow, controlled, and suitable for intermediate practice. Let's begin. Lie on your back and lengthen through the crown of your head and your sit bones. Begin opening both knees away from each other, allowing the thighs to rotate outward as your feet gently roll onto their outer edges. Exhale as you open and inhale to return. Now continue with one leg at a time. Let the pelvis naturally follow the movement as the right knee opens to the side. Press firmly through the supporting foot and reach through the moving knee as the thigh rotates outward. Stay long through the crown of your head and notice the gentle release through your lower back. Now keep your pelvis completely still. You can place your hands on your pelvis to monitor the movement as you continue opening one leg at a time. Press the sacrum gently into the mat and allow your abdominal muscles to support the movement. Lower the knee only as far as you can without letting the pelvis move. Finally, open both knees together once more. Notice how the movement feels now compared to the beginning. Press firmly through your feet and lift your pelvis into a bridge. Lower back down with control, allowing the pelvis to roll gently toward a slight anterior tilt. Inhale as the pelvis rolls forward and exhale as you lift. At the top, keep the pelvis elevated and explore a small anterior tilt. Inhale as the pelvis tips forward, then lower it toward the mat with a long, flat spine. Exhale. Tuck the pelvis, press through your feet, and lift back into the bridge. Imagine the pelvis moving in a smooth circular motion, like a wheel rolling forward. Stay long through the crown of your head and keep the movement fluid and controlled. Lower only to the level of the shoulder blades before lifting again. Lower the pelvis, reach through your fingertips, lift your head and shoulders, and curl the upper body. Begin pumping your arms. Inhale for 5 counts and exhale for 5. Lift one leg into tabletop, then lower it with control. Repeat on the other side, maintaining length through the crown of your head. If you feel stable, bring both legs into tabletop. Soften the lower ribs toward the mat. Keep the chest open and continue pressing the arms down with energy. For an additional challenge, extend both legs forward only as far as you can maintain support through the ribs and sacrum. 5 pumps on the inhale and 5 on the exhale. Hug your knees into your chest. Take a few slow breaths into your lower back and abdomen. Roll onto your stomach and lengthen through the big toes and the crown of your head. Place your hands beside your chest as if preparing for a push-up. Press your palms into the mat and gently draw the mat towards you. Exhale as you lift into a swan, reaching the sternum forward and opening through the chest and collarbones. Lower with control, allowing the thighs to settle first, then the abdomen, and finally the chest. Keep your gaze slightly forward as you return to the mat. Begin the movement with your eyes looking forward along the mat. Then allow the head, chest, and spine to follow as you press through your hands and thighs to rise into extension. Keep the shoulders relaxed and away from the ears. Imagine reaching forward through the sternum to create length. When you've completed the final repetition, sit back toward your heels and breathe into your lower back and abdomen before coming onto all fours. Come onto all fours and extend one leg, then the other, finding a strong plank position. Check that your pelvis stays neutral and your head remains in line with your spine. Press firmly through your left foot and right hand as you lift the right leg behind you. Lower it with control, then switch sides, pressing through the opposite diagonal as you lift the left leg. If you need a modification, lower your knees to the mat before lifting the leg, then return to plank. If you're comfortable staying in plank, continue lifting one leg at a time, reaching long through the heel. Keep the pelvis completely steady. The movement comes only from the hip joint. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Continue reaching the lifted leg back, and imagine creating even more length through your body. When you've completed the exercise, sit back towards your heels and take a moment to rest. Come to a seated position on your sit bones and open your legs about the width of your mat. Press your heels gently into the floor, extend your arms out to the sides, and lengthen through the crown of your head. Rotate your torso to the right. Reach the left arm toward the outside of the right foot while extending the right arm behind you. Turn the back thumb down to encourage internal rotation of the shoulder, while the front thumb points upward, creating external rotation. As you reach forward, round through your upper back as though you're reaching your shoulder blades toward the ceiling. Continue reaching equally through both arms, creating length in opposite directions. Keep the pelvis steady and the heels grounded as you add 2 small pulses with each exhale. Inhale to return through center, then repeat to the other side. Move with control, maintaining length through the spine before each rotation. This exercise is a wonderful way to improve spinal mobility while opening the shoulders and activating the core. Slowly roll down to the mat, beginning from your pelvis and placing each vertebra onto the floor one at a time. Reach your arms overhead, then lift the arms, head, and chest. Begin curling from the neck, followed by the upper spine and then the lower spine, reaching forward over your legs. Press your thighs and heels gently into the mat as you lengthen through your fingertips. Inhale to create length through the spine, then exhale as you continue folding forward. Imagine your arms extending the entire length of your body, growing out from your pelvis. Roll back down with control, placing each vertebra onto the mat one at a time. Exhale as you rise, articulating the spine smoothly. Once you reach the top, open the shoulders and collarbones before beginning the next repetition. Move at a pace that allows you to maintain control throughout the exercise. Come on to your left forearm with your knees slightly bent and your left foot stacked on top of the right. Press firmly through your forearm, lengthen through the crown of your head, and open across the shoulders and collarbones, creating one long line through the sides of your body. Press through your feet and extend your legs as you lift into a side plank. Exhale as you rise, continuing to press strongly through the supporting forearm. If you need extra support, you may place your top hand on the mat while finding your balance. Once you're stable, reach the top arm toward the ceiling and lift the top leg 3 times with control. Lower the leg, return the pelvis toward the mat, then lift back into the side plank and repeat. Continue pressing away from the floor, keeping the neck long and the shoulders relaxed. Complete one final repetition, then lower the pelvis and stretch through the left side of your body. Breathe deeply into the ribs and direct your gaze toward the ceiling. Now switch sides. Come on to your right forearm with your knees slightly bent. Imagine your head, chest, pelvis, and feet gently resting against an imaginary wall to help maintain alignment. Exhale as you press through your feet and forearm to lift into your side plank. If needed, keep your top hand on the mat for additional support. Once you're balanced, lift the top arm and leg 3 times. If this variation feels too challenging, simply hold the side plank without lifting the arm and leg. Quality of movement is always more important than difficulty. Lower with control, stretch through the right side of your body and take a few slow breaths into your ribs and lower back. Lie on your stomach and place your forearms on the mat with your elbows underneath your shoulders. Press firmly through your forearms, broaden across the collarbones, and allow the chest to lift gently away from the mat. Maintain a neutral pelvis with a slight engagement through the lower abdomen. Begin alternating the knees, bending one leg and then the other while reaching through the toes. Add 2 small pulses toward your glutes with each bend. Continue pressing through your forearms as you lengthen the front of your body and reach the sternum forward and upward. Now add a third movement. After the 2 pulses, extend the leg long behind you, lifting it slightly away from the floor before lowering it with control. Continue alternating sides. Pulse, pulse, lengthen. Keep reaching through the crown of your head and the front of your hips while maintaining support through your shoulders. If it feels comfortable, increase the rhythm slightly while keeping every movement smooth and controlled. Finish the final repetition and release. Roll onto your back and draw both knees toward your chest. Curl your head and shoulders off the mat, reaching through the crown of your head. Exhale as you extend both legs forward while reaching your arms overhead. Keep your hands within your peripheral vision and extend the legs only as far as you can maintain support through your ribs and sacrum. Inhale as you circle the arms and return the knees towards your chest. Press your palms gently into your legs and your legs back into your hands to create balanced activation through the center of your body. Now, reverse the breathing pattern. Inhale as you reach long through the arms and legs, opening the body like a flower. Exhale as you gather everything back to the center, maintaining gentle pressure between the hands and legs. Continue moving smoothly, coordinating each movement with your breath. When you've completed the final repetition, hug your knees in and take a moment to rest. Place your right foot slightly in front of your left and bend both knees. Press firmly through your feet and your supporting hand as you lift your pelvis. Round gently through the spine, then exhale as you push the pelvis back, imagining it moving along an invisible wall behind you. Keep both feet grounded and avoid letting them rotate. Allow the hips to move toward one another as you continue lifting and lowering with control. If you'd like a greater challenge, come into a full side plank from your hand, just as you practiced earlier. From there, rotate into a twist, reaching the top arm toward the opposite heel while keeping the movement smooth and controlled. Exhale as you lift, inhale as you lower. Let your feet provide a strong foundation throughout the exercise, pressing firmly into the floor as your pelvis continues reaching toward the ceiling. Switch sides, placing the opposite foot in front. Repeat the same sequence, pressing through your feet and supporting hand to lift into the movement. If you're taking the more advanced variation, Move into the side plank first, then rotate into the twist before returning with control. Continue breathing steadily and allowing the movement to flow from your center. Come onto all fours and begin with cat stretch. Initiate the movement from your pelvis, allowing the spine to round one segment at a time. Broaden across the shoulders and collarbones as you move. From there, lift your hips into an inverted V. Lengthen through your spine and allow the back of your neck to stay long. Rather than pushing your head towards your chest, gently reach the back of your head away from your shoulders. Return to cat stretch, then move smoothly back into the inverted V. Reach both heels toward the floor, creating length through the back of the legs and improving flexibility in the hamstrings and calves. Repeat the sequence once more. Now step 1 foot forward, rotate the hip outward, and lengthen through the front of the body. Breathe deeply as you open through the hips. Return to the inverted V and repeat on the other side. Finish in the inverted V one last time before gently lowering down. Sit comfortably in mermaid or cross-legged, whichever feels best for your body. Take a side stretch to the right, then to the left. Reach both arms forward, lift your sternum, and take one final deep breath. Thank you for practicing with me today. Take a deep breath in, a full breath out, and enjoy the rest of your day.